Hello, my fellow nerds, and thanks again for watching another episode of Nerdboy Gaming. I am Nerdboy81. Well, there was quite a bit of information that came out in the 24-hour stream for the Extra Life event, the charity event that raised over $100,000, which is so amazing. That was just that stream. I know many of the others created and content creators put up and did their own charities, and so it's great to raise money for a good cause. But during that 24-hour stream, we got quite a bit of information, and I want to take a quick look at the roadmap and what it means for ARK 2. There's a lot of great information that's out there, and there's a lot of content creators covering all of that, but I thought I would take a little bit of a look at what this all means for ARK 2. So buckle up, get in, as we go down the speculation road as to what the future is now looking like for ARK 2. But first, we're going to cover the roadmap, because the roadmap, I think, is a clear indication as to the status or the future of what ARK 2 looks like. A couple things that are not noted in this roadmap specifically is the release of the Turkey Trials on December 8th, Survival of the Fittest coming, I think it's December 20th, and of course Cryopods, which will be launching in the next couple of weeks. Scorched Earth has been announced to come out in March 2024. Which is several months later than the original anticipated date of December 2023. So Scorched Earth is going to be coming out 2024. It's going to be coming with some adventure packs, so paid content that you'll be able to add into the game. And it sounds like with every map that launches, you're going to get a chance to get an adventure pack or a frontier pack or some kind of pack that goes along with the theme of that map. So with Scorched Earth now being pushed back to March 2024, it pushes back all the content that was going to be coming for ARK Survival Ascended. Which again, the nice thing is, you buy ARK Survival Ascended and you're going to get all this content in the roadmap, minus what is the canon expansions that are going to be coming later, probably 2025, 2026, which we'll get to in a minute. But with every pack, there will be an opportunity to do paid content. The real concern, obviously, that's going around is whether or not this will be pay to win, give players advantages, and things like Dynamite could potentially give somebody an advantage, which is one of the features that would be in the paid content coming in Scorched Earth. But additionally, Scorched Earth is not just a reskin. They are actually adding new caves, new story elements, and new things to it to kind of tie it in to the whole experience. Now, I've never played Scorched Earth, so I'm actually kind of excited for it. Unfortunately, this is going to push out my content till I was hoping to get into it this month, but it looks like we'll be getting into Scorched Earth in 2024. But looking at the roadmap, we got the Center in May of 2024, Aberration in July of 2024, Ragnarok in September of 2024, Extinction in October of 2024, and then a surprise in November 2024. Some thinking it might be a mobile release or some other game release. It's going to be game content of some kind. I doubt it's going to be ARK 2, which I'm going to talk about here in a few minutes. Then we got Valguero, Genesis, and then we've got Crystal Isles, Genesis Part 2, Lost Island, and Fjord, all coming all the way into October 2025. Now, in my short time with Snail Games and Wildcard, it is pretty... I would be impressed. No, I would be extremely impressed if they covered all of these maps and dropped them on this timeline. All it's going to take is for one of these maps to be delayed, and then the next one will probably be delayed. It could be a domino effect that goes all the way. There is a high likelihood we're going to see maps rolling out all the way into 2026. Then from there, they've got the two new maps that they've talked about, the canon expansions. They're going to be coming potentially at the end of all of this, which could be 2026, 2027. Then the real question then becomes, what does that mean for ARK 2? And during the stream, the 24-hour stream, it was stated that with the paid DLC, that's going to be able to hold them over and the entire team can work indefinitely on ARK Survival Ascended. It really would appear that ARK Survival Ascended is the future for this game, and that anything they're going to add is going to be to ASA over the next couple years, which makes you obviously wonder, what does that mean for ARK 2? Now, there is no confirmation on this. This is pure speculation, but if we're going to see ARK 2, we might be looking at 2027, 2028, and even 2029. I would think that after putting all of this into ARK Survival Ascended, that we would have a better shot at seeing more maps, more content, more pay-to-win content, more microtransactions coming in ARK Survival Ascended. That's just my guess. I'm completely speculating on this. And that you would see ARK 2 eventually disappear into the ether, never to be talked about again. The challenge or the frustrating part as a gamer was that Ark Survival Ascended was supposed to be the game that bridges the gap between Ark Survival Evolved and the upgrade to Unreal Engine 5, where Ark 2 is going to live. And Ark 2 was always supposed to be a story mode, more of a survival, a Souls-type game with some open world and sandbox in it. But it appears that right now it is definitely taking a back seat. How long will it be in that back seat, in the back burner? Well, I'm going to guarantee you it's probably going to be at least until 2026 before they even turn focus on it. And with the 2 expansions, I don't know. I would not be surprised to not see it for a long, long, long time. Now, I could be completely wrong. Maybe they'll spin up another team. Maybe something crazy will happen. Maybe somebody like Microsoft would come in and purchase Snail Games and Studio Wildcard and change the direction of the entire studio. Only time will tell, as they are suffering with money losses. They did just take another $5 million loan. They seem to be on the verge of bankruptcy, thus creating a question mark on whether or not they will survive. And I will tell you, the difference between now and March 2024 for Scorched Earth may turn off a lot of veteran players. I've already talked to some players who have 7,000 hours or more in the game, and they're already returning back to ASE, mainly because they feel like there's not much to do on the island. They've done it before. They did it in 2015 when it first came out. They played it a lot. And while it is reskinned and is a little cleaner and better graphics, without the true mod support yet because of cross-platform, it's just not there yet. And so these maps taking time to come around is certainly going to be a question mark on whether or not there's success for ASA long term. Now, I would think by, mid next year, there'll be several maps out. Hopefully server transfers will be out at that point. Clusters will be being built. Things will be happening where mods will be at the top of their game. They'll be stabilized. The game will be better optimized. And this game should be in a good position for the remainder of its run. I would anticipate, as a new player like myself, this is an exciting roadmap. There's a lot of content to come, a lot of new content, a lot of things I've never seen or experienced, which will be a lot of fun for me. Unfortunately, a lot of you have 10 years in the game or 8 years in the game and 8,000 hours, and that may be a little bit challenging to see the same map just skinned. Now Scorched Earth, as I mentioned earlier, is not just a reskin. They are adding story elements and they are adding new caves. So hopefully that will help bring back some of the veteran player base that maybe are a little bit disenfranchised with just the game over in a prettier, it's a little bit of makeup on the pig and feeling like it's a better experience. But with that, guys, there is some excitement coming. Survival of the Fittest looks good. The new creatures look good. I am curious to see how much they charge for this paid content. I hope they keep it in the $10 to $15 range, but I have a feeling it'll be in the $15 to $20 range. And anytime you get into paid content, that certainly makes the community a little bit touchy, as we've already paid for the game now for the second time. And it definitely is challenging. But right now, as a new player, if you're new to Ark, this is an exciting time. There's a lot of content coming, a lot of things we haven't gotten to see, and that's great. If you're a returning player or a veteran, which a lot of you are, hopefully the mods and the support and the optimizations come to a point where we can really enjoy this game. And then hopefully I'm wrong and that Ark 2 hasn't just disappeared into the ether and that there is some sort of plan for this game long term. It may very well not be called Ark 2. It may just be Ark Survival Ascended and new canon maps. We already know there's 2 on the way. Maybe there's more to come in that way. Maybe they'll do some updates or some tweaks, akin to similar to what something like No Man's Sky has done. We talk a lot about No Man's Sky. It's one of my favorite games that I've played for a long time, and No Man's Sky has put out a lot of content free of charge. And there will probably never be a No Man's Sky 2 because they can just keep rolling out content. There might be universe resets and large updates that will bring new players back or returning players to the game. But essentially, I think my estimation, again, just a guy who plays games, speculating here, Ark Survival Ascended will be the future for Ark, for Studio Wildcard, unless something dramatically changes and somebody comes along and purchases them and changes their direction. Otherwise, I think we're heading into a microtransaction, pay-to-win, Snail Games business model where we pay along the way to keep them in business and keep bringing out new content, which might be great because new content is always amazing. But the question will be, how much of it will be pay to win? How much of it will be microtransactions? How long before there's a storefront set up where you need, a level, you need an ascended pickaxe, you can just go buy it for 99 cents. We don't know. That may or may not happen, but that's my speculation. I got my speculation hat on, so that's what I'm going to speculate. But I really do appreciate it, guys. If you guys sound off in the comments below, tell me what you guys think. Is Ark 2 going to be here? Is it going to make it? Are we going to see it? And are we going to see it in this decade? Lots to unwind there. We'll have to certainly keep our eyes open. There was zero in 24 hours of gameplay, 24 hours of stream. There were zero mentions of Ark 2. Zero. There was mentions of the animated series. There was talk about CurseForge and the stuff. There's all sorts of things were covered. And in 24 hours, they didn't make one mention of Ark 2. I think looks pretty bad for the future of Ark 2 itself. Perhaps I'll be wrong and they'll surprise us with something somewhere along the way. But for now, it would seem to me that Ark 2 is been buried 6 feet under. But we'll see for certain. Of course, as is common, as soon as I go to hit render or I'm about to put a video out, I always go back, check Discord, check Twitter, just make sure I've covered everything as thoroughly as I can. And then, of course, Sed has put out a new roadmap or a new graphical roadmap that happens to have in the upper right corner Ark 2 with a question mark. So it would appear, based on this, that everything I just said was complete baloney, and that we are not sure what's going to happen come at some point. But apparently there is still at least the graphic on the roadmap. So maybe that's confirmation. There's more to come, more information. Maybe something else is happening. But of course, it's going to make me a liar. My entire video, I spent the last 7-8 minutes going over. Now I can say, well, at least there's an image of it in the distance. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. If you guys are new here and you haven't done so, make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really does support the channel. And of course, leave those thumbs up if you like this video. I really do appreciate it. I've got lots of content to come. I'm working right now on the Rebirth of Krug. It's a whole series that we're going to be doing. Brand new. That's coming here from for the island for now. Eventually, March will be Scorched Earth. I'm also playing on the Beach Bob's Ascended server, having a lot of fun over there, and we'll see where that goes. And then, of course, I still have gameplay from Starfield to edit and Subnautica and all the way back to Stranded Deep. Lots of stuff to do. And technically, I even have a little bit of Skyrim and Stardew Valley gameplay that I've edited and have ready to put out at some point. So lots to come. All I need is some time, and I will certainly have more great things for you guys. But thank you so much for coming along. I really do appreciate all the support. And until next time, have a great day.